At the beginning of episode 1, I wasn't really sure how I was going to feel about the show because, to be honest, the overall setting and vibe, in my opinion, was sort of generic. Not that that sort of thing would be a deal killer, because I tend to judge things based on what they are and not have pre-installed mental expectations about what I want the video game or a television show to be. For example, and I'm a little ashamed to admit, I allowed what others thought about Halo Season 1 to cause me to procrastinate watching it for myself, something I usually don't do. About a week before Season 2 came out, I decided to watch the entire season in one setting, and I was amazed at how much I enjoyed it. That is, once I got over the whole helmet coming off way too soon thing. But I really loved it. Was it the best it could have been? Certainly not. But it was very entertaining, and especially around like episode 3, each episode after that made me want to watch the next. But it was only a few minutes into the Fallout series that I realized the show was pulling me in. The first moment for me was when the subject of incest was brought up by the main character, Lucy. It was at that point that I was relieved to see that the writers weren't going to be too concerned about the show being child-friendly. The game's universe is very dark, and I felt that any television adaptation of the game had to be dark as well if it was going to be taken seriously. The second moment that I realized the show was going to be great was when the show introduced us to members of Vault 32, or rather raiders who were at least dressed as members of Vault 32. It was very obvious that these were not good people, and they definitely had nefarious motives, which was in stark contrast to members of Vault 33 who seemed naive almost in a childlike way, like they were totally oblivious to how dangerous other human beings could be. There was a moment in the show when they were dancing, and I realized that with the exception of one member from Vault 32, the only people on the dance floor were members of Vault 33, almost like they were setting themselves up for the slaughter. Vault 33 would soon be introduced to the realities of the outside world, and the cost of that lesson would be Lucy's father, and the leader of Vault 33. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but trust me, well before the first half of the first episode is over, the show introduces you to the dark realities of the Fallout universe. The show is indeed as dark, bloody, and violent as any Fallout fan would want it to be. The funny thing is, even stim packs work the same way they do in the video game, but they pull it off in a way that doesn't seem too cheesy. Around halfway into the first episode, those who may not be familiar with the Fallout universe are introduced to the Brotherhood of Steel. I have to tell you, if I were in the Fallout universe, I would definitely want to be down with the Brotherhood of Steel, because not only are they just straight up badasses, they have the most amazing military technology. Here we're introduced to the character Maximus and his struggles to become anointed with the Brotherhood. The first time we see him, he's being brutally beaten by others within the training camp, and shortly after that, he's struck across the face by an instructor during class. But as the viewer, you know apparently there's something special about him, and at some point his struggles during training will be well behind him, but for now, things aren't looking too good for Maximus. When the Brotherhood makes a surprise visit to the camp, Dane, one of Maximus's close friends, and others within the camp are anointed, and you could tell immediately that Maximus wasn't not necessarily jealous, but he was deeply devastated that he was not among the chosen. When Maximus's friend is horrifically injured by a blade that was embedded in their boot, Maximus is immediately suspected of being the culprit. The show then swings back to the Vault, where already there are those jockeying for leadership position of the Vault, which to me reveals one of the shittier characteristics of so-called civilized society. There are always leaders making decisions that are cloaked in what's best for everyone else, when the reality is they're simply looking out for themselves. Lucy also came to this realization and realized that if there was going to be any effort to find her father, it would be her and her alone that would do so. Lucy soon sets out into the world, and I must admit I was a little disappointed that there was no step-out moment for Lucy. Her introduction to the outside world wasn't bad, but it wasn't exactly memorable either. We then swing back to the Brotherhood training camp where Maximus is being interrogated. Maximus swears categorically that he is not responsible for Dane's injury. At this point, it is not revealed who's responsible, but Maximus is anointed as a result of it, and he's given his first mission. But the show makes it obvious. Maximus being anointed doesn't mean that his struggles are over. It was good to see that the show wasn't going to immediately award his character with Brotherhood armor and turn his character into some badass, because to be honest, that would have been just straight up corny. Originally, I thought I would have to watch at least a few episodes before I would be fully drawn into the show, but after only one episode, and to be honest with you, about halfway into the episode, I'm really looking forward to discovering what lies ahead for the two characters meaning, Lucy and Maximus. Hey, look, tell me what you guys thought about it. I'm getting ready to watch season 2. Not season 2. What am I talking about? I'm getting ready to watch episode 2. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As soon as I make this video, I'm about to jump right on it. And I'm trying not to binge watch it, man. I'm kind of glad I don't have time to do so. Some of you probably did, but I did not. I don't review shows usually, so look, if I didn't do an A1 job on it, please forgive me, but I just kind of wanted to give my opinion on the show. I'm not trying to come across as somebody who makes these amazing videos about television shows and adaptations of video games, but I just wanted to give my opinion, and that's all this was. I might make some more in the future, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna promise that. I'm also not going to promise that I'm not going to do it. It depends on, I make movies. I make videos. Damn, what's wrong with me, man? I need some more coffee or something. But anyway, I make videos, man, when I'm compelled to do so. I naturally feel like, I want to make a video. I don't make videos on trends and what seems to be trending online and all of that, even though I know this is trending online. But I really wanted to make this video, man, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, subscribe to the channel. Share the video if you get some time. Subscribe to the channel, and oh yeah, click the bell so that you will be notified when I make a video. Because one of the things I notice is that a lot of the people who watch my video, which is fine, I'm grateful, they're not subscribed. So take care of that if you will, and support the channel. Other than that, man, I hope you guys have a great weekend and stay safe.